Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us to the end. On Urban Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhum Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional IGP is a training faculty for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation. Provide social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, on counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help empower to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Fitting out is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is lab and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concept for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before I move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, we will continuous support. We already completed 1,657 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, we will continuous support. We already completed 1,657 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. So create an account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all data. With mismatch data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido. You have to join regular on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speaker certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, then you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 80 types of instant certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Inclusion in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021 and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, App Skill in Commercial Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research and Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching and Special Program with the Arts, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tool in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you have to participate in 1000 plus international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teams, unification tools for teacher. You can join IGP Alumni. You can check out the 50 plus premium services on website for free and many more. Dear IGP will be sure we promised previously, but lack of technical issue, we are late scanning on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solve all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check out your dashboard for all webinar details. It's a Korean test to check out button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1659 webinar, which name is How to Write a Scientific Research Report. And today our speaker's name is Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay. He is from India. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, sir, wants to share a little bit about him. Associate Professor in Physical Education, Union Christian Training College, Baharampur, Murshidabad, West Bengal. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Sir,
Madam?
please make it full screen.
May I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay.
Sir, please make the presentation full screen.
Is it all right?
Yes, sir. The stage is here. You can start your presentation now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my topic of discussion is how to write a scientific research report. After acquiring knowledge, people are engaged to carry out the research work. But if you are conducting any kind of difficult types of research work, and if you are not being able to present it in a written format, in a correct and befitting manner, then it will be of no use. Rather, if you are conducting any kind of simple type of research work, but you are presented in a scientific and befitting manner, then the acceptance rate will be high. So there are some sort of science behind it, how to write a research paper. My topic of discussion is based on the how to write the PhD thesis, as well as MPhil and MPhD thesis or dissertation. I have divided my discussion in 3 different heads: definition of research, report writing, and abstract. Now, first of all, what is research? Research as a scientific and systematic search of pertinent information on a specific topic. In fact, research is an art of scientific investigation. Research can be defined as the search of knowledge or as any systematic investigation to establish fact. If you are going to establish any kind of fact, you have to carry out the research work. Rather, if one more important thing is that if you want to minimize the knowledge gap, if you minimize the information gap, you have to do a lot of research work. So research process can be divided in 3 different ways: research and process. Re means again and again, search means finding, and process means step by step. Step by step, search again and again to find some sort of new thing is termed as research process. Research process is the systematic process. Research is a systematic process of collecting and analyzing the information to increase our understanding of the world in general and of the phenomena under study in particular. Meaning of research: search of knowledge, search again and again, scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on a specific topic, an original contribution of the existing stock of knowledge, making for its advancement, pursuit to truth with the help of study, observation, comparison, and experiment. Now, what are the importance of research? Why research? So, whatever type of research it may be, there are two important pillars behind that. First one, contribution of research findings to the theory, so that information gap may be minimized, new theories can be formulated based on the data, and contribution of research finding for practice, one for the theoretical part and other one is the practical part. COVID-19 vaccination is a result of research findings, and now it is widely used, isn't it? So, contribution of research findings to theory and contribution of research finding to practice, this is the two aspects of research. Why we are going to conduct research? Beside these two aspects, few more areas are there. What is this? Gather information, make changes. If you want to make any change, we should depend on the scientific investigation. Depending upon our fact and analysis, we can make change for betterment of mankind as well as the society. Improvise standard of living for a safer life, to know the truth, to explore our history, understanding arts, and beside this, people are now doing research work in order to partial fulfillment for MPhil or master degrees, or getting eligible for higher education job. After obtaining the PhD degree, they are eligible for higher education job, isn't it? So there are so many options are there, and why people are doing research depending upon their own needs and interests. But research should be done for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the individual, and so on. Now, social science research theory, based on any kind of theory, hypothesis is drawn, and these hypotheses is tested with the help of data, and then empirical generalization is there, and then it will be reflected on the theory part also. So it is a cycle, and this cycle has two wings. First one is deductive research, and second one is inductive research. What is deductive research? From any kind of theory, we are drawing some sort of hypothesis, and after observation and confirmation, we are drawing some sort of conclusions. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, that then A must be equal to C. This is the deductive type of research. And there is one more type of research, that is inductive type of research. Based on the observations, some pattern is developed, tentative hypothesis is drawn, and theory is formed. So this is one more area is also there. From bottom to top and from top to bottom, two aspects are there: deductive research and inductive research. Now, two more, we can analyze research in two different categories or two different ways also. There are so many ways. Depending upon the process of research, we can classify research in two heads. First one is the qualitative research, and second one is the quantitative research. What is qualitative research? Designed to capture social life as participant experience it. Emphasize on subjective and meaning. In case of qualitative research, all sorts of information is gathered in a subjective way. No numerical values are there. And in case of quantitative research, designed to measure social variables numerically, emphasis on numerical summaries and interpretations of phenomena. In case of quantitative research, we are collecting data in the form of numerical value. We are collecting the data and we are analyzing it and interpreting it and drawing some sort of calculations. When we are going to do any kind of research, especially on social science, physical education, yogic education, sports science, education in general, research is done on the basis of variables. Two important aspects are there. One is the dependent variable and other one is the independent variable. And there some sort of relationship is there, cause and effect relationship. Say for example, if we are walking 30 minutes each day as a morning walk, our risk of heart disease will be reduced. In these cases, walking is a independent variable. Walking is an independent variable, and risk of heart disease is the dependent variable. If we are walking 30 minutes every day, but still we are in a susceptible for heart disease, then what will be the reason? That means some sort of different type of variables are also there. That is third category, that may be linked with your lifestyle, other lifestyle, that may be linked with your diet and so on. So depending upon the dependent and independent variables, some sort of question may be arise. And these question in terms of research is termed as hypothesis. So first of all, depending upon the variable, any question is arise, you have to formulate the hypothesis. How you are going to formulate the hypothesis? Based on the review of related literature, based on the textual knowledge, you can form this hypothesis. And after collecting data, analysis and interpretation of data, you have to justify the hypothesis. You have to test the hypothesis, whether the hypothesis are correct or not. This is in sort of research. Actually, if we are going to classify research on the basis of methodology, all kind of experimental research are based on future, because we have not conducted experiments so far. We are going to conduct the research work. We are going to conduct work by giving some sort of treatment or some sort of experiment. That means we are not aware of the post-test result. So it must be a futuristic trend. And there are some sort of research are there based on the present scenario, that is comparative study, relationship study, predictive study, and descriptive study. There are certain type of research are also there based on the past. That means historical research based on the meaningful past, philosophical research based on vision, values, ideas, and concept, case study based on social unit. So these are the various categories of research. My intention is not to discuss of the methodology and the types of research. My intention is rather to write how to write a research report so that PhD thesis will be correct and our publication will be accepted. So this is our main motto of this evening. Now, as we progress from graduation to master degree towards the PhD level, our focusing on a particular core area is highlighted, and due to the experience of knowledge, due to the association of a particular subject knowledge, our core knowledge strength will develop a lot. So this is when we are going to conduct any kind of research work, we are developed a lot. We are the expert of that area because all sorts of information and knowledge is there with me. This is the main concept. And in case of research, pre-production, production, and post-production, 3 parts are there. Pre-production part is associated with research ideas, research designs. Then post-production, then production part is collecting the data, analysis, and interpretation of data or publication process is related with the post-production part. So pre-production is research idea, research design, then production part, collection of data, analysis of data, and publication process is an important part, and this is related with the post-production process. Unless you are published anything, your research will be of no use. Whatever research you have done, you have to publish it. Otherwise, people may not aware of that fact, and your society will not be benefited. That's why it is too much important. Whatever research you are conducting, you have to publish it in a written form. You have to document it. Clear? Now, research process. What are the steps? First step, process of initiation of question or problem. First, you have to deal with to solve any kind of question or problem. Then second step, goals and objectives are formulated to deal with the question and the problem. Third stage, the research design is developed to achieve the objective. Fourth stage, results are generated by conducting research. Fifth stage, interpretation and analysis of result. These are the process. Now, I'm representing that process in this diagram. The formal training is required. Nobody is able to conduct any kind of research in a scientific way and reporting it unless he has a good training, how to collect data, how to analyze it, what are the statistical procedures. All these things requires for conducting any kind of research work. Then the question, first one is that we are dealing with the question or problem. And if any kind of question or any sort of problem is there, we have to seek the answer of that problem. And this is the first stage. Producers, consumers, policymakers, in case of business, they are also dealing with this area. Then formulate the goals and objectives, how to solve the problem. You have to formulate the goals and objectives. Other disciplines may also help contribute in this area a lot. Then plan and design the research. And the fourth stage is generate the research result, service expertise, interpretation, interpret the result, and draw the conclusion. Scientific professional community peer will be benefited from it. So this is the scientific process of research. Now, when you are thinking for the steps of research, first of all, before going to do any kind of research in higher education, or if we want to get any sorts of financial assistance or sponsorship, we have to produce a research proposal. Before going to do any kind of research work, we have to produce a proposal. After accepting the proposal, then we can go for the research work. This is the general scenario. Then for research proposal, first three stage, which I am showing in this slide, is related with the research proposal. First one, identify the general study area. What is the area of study? First of all, you have to, whether it is a historical part, it is a physiological part, it is from the psychological point of view, you are discussing with some psychological problems. All these things are related to some broad areas. Psychology, physiology, history, these are the broad areas. So what are the general areas of the research? First, then choose the research topic. To formulate a research problem itself a very big problem. How to select a research topic. So for selecting the research topic, formulate plan and methodologies depend upon that. You have to do a lot of review of related literature. You have to carry out a lot of review work. And whatever question, whatever unsolved problems are there from in your field, you have to select, depending upon your own interest, you have to select that topic as that area as a research topic. Clear? Then, depending upon the topic of your research, you have to formulate a plan and methodology. So this part is related with your research proposal. You can do it earlier before conducting the research work, actual work. Then after accepting this proposal, you can go for this research activity part. And this research activity part, there are two parts. First one is the data collection part, and second one, analysis and interpretation of the data. After in analysis, interpretation, and conclusion of research work, your research work is already completed, but how to present your findings, that is all important aspect. That is written content. That means reporting is an important. How many types of how many papers you have prepared from out of your research work. That is an important aspect, and where you are reporting it in the written form. That is also an important aspect. I am dealing with in the last area only today. Then what is research report? That means that last area is dealing with the research report. After completion of the research work, we are going to publish this research work in the form of written format and document it. It is termed as a research report, and what are the scientific steps behind it to write the research report is the main important aspect I am discussing in this area today. Then the research report is research reports are detailed and accurate account of conduct of disciplined studies accomplished to solve problems or to reveal new knowledges. Research is a systematic investigation into study of a natural phenomena or materials or sources or existing condition of the society in order to identify facts or to get additional information and drive new conclusion. It is a production process which needs a number of inputs to produce new knowledge and application of new and existing knowledge to generate technology that ultimate may generate economic prosperity of a nation. Simply, a research paper or report is a systematic write-up on the findings of the study, including methodologies, discussion, conclusions, etc., following a definite style. The general purpose of research report is to convey the sufficient details of research work. If not only convenience the readers, but let them know about the findings of already carried out research or project work or the purpose of the work have been done. Research report, according to American Management Association, report writing is the art of communicating information that has been acquired through research or investigation in a formal, structured manner. It involves synthesizing information, drawing conclusion, and making recommendation based on the findings. It has three parts: identify the problem, then research, and then organize. These are the three parts. Now, what are the components of a research report? How to write a research report? When we are going to write a scientific research report, we have to divide this research report in certain part. In case of PhD thesis or dissertation work, this research report is of three parts. The component of research report can be divided in three heads. First, the preliminary section. Second, main body of the report. And third, the reference material. The preliminaries, main body of report, and the reference material. Three parts are there in PhD thesis or research work in general. But some sort of divergence is there depending upon university to university. Something is maybe included, something may be excluded depending on the nature of the university and nature of the study, nature of the subject. In general, in case of physical education, sports, science, yogic education, and education as a whole, in general, there are three parts. That is the preliminaries, main body of the report, and the reference. All these parts are there. Some part is associated with other part also in some universities. Clear? What are the preliminaries? The preliminaries are, first one, there are certain headings are there, certain aspects are there. In case of preliminary, first page is the front fly leaf, and this is the first page of the research report. Clear? Front fly leaf. No numerical pagination will be there. Only front fly leaf after the cover page. Then title page. Title of your research. I am going discussing it deeply. Then page of dedication, approval page, declaration page, vita, acknowledgement, table of content, list of table, list of illustrations. The preliminaries, first part is the front fly leaf. A blank front fly leaf should be provided in the thesis between the cover and the title page. This sheet is not counted in pagination. Clear? Second aspect is the title page. The first page of the thesis is the title page. The title page includes the title of the thesis, author's name, state of submission, institution receiving the thesis, degree to which thesis is presented, and month and year of submission. Then the title of the thesis should be in a concise form. It should, however, be short and comprehensive enough to convey clearly the subject of the study. The title should be at the top of the page in capital letters, in double space, and centered between right and left margin. See, this is my PhD thesis, PhD research work. This is the title page. Clear? Next, dedication page. A separate sheet is to be attached after the title page so as to enable the research scholar to recognize those whom he or she holds in high esteem or towards whom he has personal bonds of affection, dedications normally done to professor, relatives, friends, etc., etc. In my thesis, dedicated to my parents and all the sports lovers of the nation. Now, the fourth page. The fourth page is the approval page. A separate approval page should be provided following the title page or dedication page, if any. This is the approval page. Then declaration page. A declaration page should be given after the approval and certificate page, indicating authenticity of the research and paraphrasing statement. Clear? Then vita. A brief vita should be added after the approval sheet to enable the readers to have adequate information regarding the research scholar's professional as well as other qualifications and background. This is the declaration page. This is the acknowledgement page. What is acknowledgement? A brief acknowledgement ordinarily followed vita. Here, the research scholar should convey his thanks and express his sense of gratitude to the thesis advisor and others who have been a source of inspiration and help in the research study. The top of the page should bear the title acknowledgement in capital letters. Only the initials of the research scholar are to be appear below the acknowledgement and not the full name. Acknowledgement. The first page, 3 or 4 pages are there, but they are in my PhD thesis. Then, table of content. What is this? This comprises of list of tables, list of illustrations, chapter heading including into which the thesis is divided, subheading, subdivisions of the appendix, bibliography indicating the page number on which this begins. This is the table of content. There are a list of tables with proper pagination. The list of tables should be typed in capitals and centered between the right and left margin. The table heading should carry exactly the same wording as they appear in the body of the thesis. Proper page number should be mentioned in the list of tables and then list of illustrations. It will also follow the same rule like the list of tables. Now I am discussing. So this is in short all about the preliminary section. Now the main body of the report can be divided in 5 different chapters. In some cases, you can able to see 6 or 7 chapters. This chapter may be subdivided. Clear? But basic things is that you should have these 5 chapters. First chapter is related with introductory part. Second chapter, review of related literature. Third chapter, methodology or procedure. Fourth chapter, result and discussion. And fifth chapter, summary, conclusion, and recommendations. Now, chapter 1, introduction. It is the first main part of the research report. Under introduction, there should be background of the study, then statement of the problem, then objectives, delimitations, limitations, hypothesis, definition of terms, and significance of the study. Introduction. First of all, 1.1, that is the background of the study. The research scholar should logically present the purpose, need, and scope of the study, so that the reader is able to develop a clear, deep concept of the problem, previous research related to the problem, and exploration of relevant information should be discussed logically. Statement of the problem, the purpose of the study properly stated may itself be the statement of the problem. The purpose of the study properly stated may itself be the statement of the problem. The problem should be stated concisely and clearly, and it should convey the total scope of the study undertaken. Clear? Then what are the objectives? 1.3, clearly mention the objective of the study to explore the unknown and unlock new possibilities. An in-depth analysis of information creates space for generating new questions, concept, and understanding. How you are achieving the aim of the research is the objective. Then delimitations. This will be essential for the research scholar to reduce the problem to a workable size and set boundaries by limiting its scope. Through delimitation, the boundaries of the study are clearly defined. That means if you are conducting the research work for all the student of Dhaka, Bangladesh, it will be a big problematic for any individual. You have to cover a lot of people. You can narrow the scope. How? You are taking only the 10 standards male student of Dhaka. So this will be the delimitation. You are only taking the 10 standard student and male student. If you are not mentioning that, that means the scope will be more broader and you are in a great trouble to collect all sorts of that data from there. Clear? So you should mention everything, whatever it is you are not being able to do, you are not being able to include in your research work, you are mentioning it in the delimitation. It is the delimitation of your study. Then second one, the next one is the limitation of the study. What is the limitation of the study? Factors which might affect the study and which are beyond the control of the research scholar are mentioned under this heading. This may include culture, religion, environment, and other factors which could not be controlled. Say, for example, you are taking the fitness comparative study of fitness of 9th standard student of Dhaka University, undergraduate student of or postgraduate student of Dhaka University, male and female. Your comparative studies, you are comparing fitness status of the male as well as the fitness status of the female. In case of comparison these, if any previous health issues was there, you may not know about that. Their food habit is not uniform. Socio-economical condition is not uniform. So if these factors are affect their fitness performance, that will be the limitation of your study. That is beyond the control of the researcher. Clear? And data collection day may be differ. In some cases, you are collecting data in morning. In some cases, you are collecting data in the evening. Circadian rhythms are there. Diurnal variations are there. So for that, all these factors are the third variables, falling under the third variables, and this will be the limitation of your study. You are not being able to control that. Clear? Delimitation means you are controlling, you are narrowing the scope. You are narrowing to the scope, and you are doing a particular area. You are indicating that this is my study will be on male or on female. Clear? In like that. Not all the student only standard. Clear? This will be delimitation, and whatever other factors is that will be the limitation. Then hypothesis. This is the hunch or guess of research scholar which forms the basis of the investigation. The projected result of the study arise out of the research scholar's experience in the field or of his rational thinking resulting from the background and the related literature viewed by him. The hypothesis act as the guideline through the investigation. The hypothesis is not to be the proved but to be tested. So after doing all these things, you are formulating some sort of question is there, and based on that question you are conducting the research work, and this question is the hypothesis. And what will be the end result of your findings? You are mentioning in this here in the form of hypothesis. If you are doing this some sort of research work in yoga, and you are mentioning pranayama is very much helpful. Impact of pranayama to minimize the mental health issues. This will be your title. Then what will be the hypothesis? Depending upon your own knowledge and depending upon the review of related literature, your hypothesis may be pranayama has a positive impact to minimize the health issues of the student. That means you are giving some sort of direction. That is the directional hypothesis. And hypothesis is formed before to conduct the research work. That means hypothesis is not a ultimatum. Whatever depending upon your past experience, past knowledge, past information, you are formulating this hypothesis. Now it is your task to test the hypothesis, whether your hypothesis is correct or not. Clear? So it is a very important aspect. Then definition and explanation of terms. The relevant professional technical terms should be defined and related to the research undertaken by the research scholar. The research scholar may give his own definition for certain terms in case none of the available definitions are appropriate for the study. If some new area is that you are not getting any kind of available definition for that, you can give your own definition for that on that area, so that the reader can understand what you are going to say. Then the significance of the study, why you are going to do that. While explaining the significance of the problem, the researcher should clearly justify the reasons for undertaking the research study. It should be clearly stated how this study will contribute to the area of knowledge in that particular field. The significance tells the research reader how the findings affect the topic or broad field. In other words, the significance is about how much the finding matters. What is the findings of your research may contribute for the betterment of the society. That is also an important aspect, and that is falling in this category. That is the significance of the study. Now, this is in short all about the first chapter. That is the introductory chapter. There are 4 more chapters are there. The second chapter is dealing with related with the review of related literature. This chapter includes review of related literature to the study undertaken by the scholar. The scholar may review a large number of studies, but only those which are related to the research undertaking should be cited in this chapter. While citing these studies, a brief statement of research methodology used and findings are also to be included. In case of review of related literature, when you are going to do any kind of research work, depending upon so many types of variables, you have to arrange in a logical way. Say for health issues, whatever research you have review you have conducted, only health issues should be mentioned there. Then psychological issues, then fitness issues. In this way, so a logical sequencing should be there, and whatever information you are going to insert in your thesis, that information should be directly related to your topic. Irrelevant information need not be required. Clear? Then the literature reviewed tells the reader what other researchers have discovered about the paper's topic, or tell the reader about the research that is relevant to this topic. A literature reviewed should shape the way readers think about a topic. It educates the readers about what the community of the scholars says about a topic and its surroundings issues. Often what students call a research paper is merely a review of literature. Along the way, it states facts and ideas about the social world and support those facts and ideas with credit for where they came from. If an idea cannot be sustained by the community of the scholar, and the literature review makes clear that the author is speculating and the logic of speculation is detailed. Irrelevant information is not discussed. The literature reviewed has its own voice. The source of information are not extensively quoted or copied or pasted. Instead, the author puts fact and ideas into his or her own words while pointing out where the information came from. That means you should put whatever information you are mentioning, whatever review you are including in your literature in this chapter, you should mention this reference should be mentioned over there. You should mention the reference. Without reference, your reviewer will be of no use. Reference is an important aspect in this area, in research work. For analysis task of related literature, task of literature review depend on 4 areas. First, whatever review you have conducted, whatever information you have taken, first summarize it. Then synthesize. Everything is not required. Everything is not directly related with your topic. Synthesize, then critique, and then compare, and then you can include it. So if you are collected 100 papers from there, from all these papers, when you are searching with the help of cross-referencing, you can able to put up only 30 to 40 reviews. Other are not may not be directly related to your research work. Clear? Content review. When you are putting some sort of review content in this chapter, there are three parts. First one, introductory part, then body, and the conclusion part. Introductory part, body, methodology, result should be mentioned over there. Whatever the conclusion they have concluded from this, their findings, you should mention there with proper referencing. The literature review process, select a topic, search the literature, develop your argument, survey the literature, critique the literature, write the review. These are the literature review process. Then source of literature, from where you are getting this information. There are a good number of sources nowadays. Magazine and newspaper, electronic database, books, journals, conference papers, thesis, encyclopedia, dictionary, research reports, so on and so forth. Then source of, these are the primary source, then secondary source, then the tertiary source. These are the Wikipedia, bibliography, then directories, guidebooks, manuals, handbooks, etc., etc. The tertiary source. Then directly related with some researchers finding related with you is the primary source. Then newspaper, book chapter, television, radio, these are the secondary source. Clear? Then I'm not focusing on that because reviewing and abstracting is itself a big area. It requires near about 60 minutes time only to discuss the how to review and what is the steps of referencing and abstracting. These three areas will take 1 hour. So I'm just eliminating, just take the basic concept and going further to conclude this, how to write this scientific research report. Then whatever information you are cited in your research, you should mention in the footnotes. Footnotes are three types. It establishes the validity of the evidence for statement in the text, to acknowledge in-depthness, and to provide cross-references to various parts of the thesis. There are few terminology which is used. EBID, the term is used for consecutive reference to the same page. In same page, when you are referencing the same researcher's work, you can use EBID. Locksit, the short form is used when the material was repeated but not consecutively and refers to the same volume but different page. When the same reference you are using in the different page, you can use the term only Locksit. Then offset, it is used when the reference of the same work followed by each other closely but with the intervention of other citation. First you are referencing something and it is there in your footnote. Then again you are giving some other researchers reference in your, and this is also insert in your footnote. And then when you are again repeating the first author, you can use offset. When consecutively you are it will come, you have to write the EBIT. When intermittently it will come, you have to write the offset. When this will be there in the other chapter or other part of the research report, you can use the Locksit. These are the area by which you are referencing. Footnote, bibliography, these are important area, and there are so many ways how to reference it. American Psychological Association, Harvard style, all these things are there. So it is a big area. I will discuss only a little bit about that. So this is in short all about the second chapter. First chapter is the introductory part. Second chapter is the review of related literature part. And the third chapter is the methodology and procedure. Clear? In this chapter, the scholar explains in details the research procedures employed in the study. Here, the scholar should provide a detailed explanation of type of research involved, as well as specific research design. The description of research procedure will depend upon the nature of the study. The procedure varies from different types of studies, such as those involving the philosophical, historical, survey, or experimental method. In all instances, the sources utilized and the methods by which the evidence was evaluated must be outlined. These chapters should also include the methods adopting the collection and presentation of data, including statistical procedure, if any. So whatever things you are going to do, what are material, what are methods you are following, you should mention here. Your area of research, you can give a geographical view, demographic representation, your area of research in a graphical form. Or you can mention who are the sample details, age group of the sample, what you are going to measure, then how you are going to measure this, and what are the procedure after collecting all sorts of details, what are the procedure to draw the conclusion. That means analysis part, what type of statistics, either it is t-test or analysis of covariance or ANOVA or correlation, depending on the nature of the study in details. Clear? So whatever things you are using, you are applying. If you are using any kind of instrument, you should write it down. With the help of this skin fold caliper, we are measuring the body fat percentage of that student. And you have to give the specification of the skin fold caliper also. Which company they made this skin fold caliper, in which year, everything you have to write down there. Then it is very all right. Whatever things you are using, you have to mention here. This methodology chapter or the procedure. That is the third part. And the fourth part, result and discussion, it is the heart of the research report. This is the main area of the research report. In this chapter, the actual analysis of the data, the result along with the findings and discussion of the findings should be presented. The findings and discussion of findings must be presented systematically to enable the reader to get a logical flow of information. Straight reporting of the result or findings should be the aim of the research scholar. This chapter does not include raw data, but only statistical procedures. Findings and illustration may be given to report the analysis of the data. Research hypothesis should be discussed scientifically. That means in this chapter, result and discussion chapter, whatever data you have collected, raw data, and depending upon this raw data, whatever statistics you have computed, you have to represent all sort of statistical findings in tabular form. Based on this table, you have to write the result of the study first. Whatever result you have given, you have got from your research work, in a tabular way, you have to mention it and you have to discuss it. This is the result of the study. Clear? Then you have to discuss why this is so. Why your result is like that. Actually, regular physical exercise may helpful to reduce the heart rate of an individual. That is termed as bradycardia. Everywhere you can find this reference. Everywhere. But in your case, you are not finding any kind of decrease of heart rate. Why this is so? You have to discuss it. In your study, you have given the same type of treatment, but not giving any kind of positive result. But your hypothesis is something different. Then you have to justify it. Why this is so? Maybe you are working with the elite level performer. Clear? So you have to justify it in this way. And at the time of discussion, you have to apply the graphs. You are discussing the result of the study with the help of tables. You are discussing the discussion part, why this is so, with the help of the graph. Clear? And at the end of this chapter, you have to discuss the hypothesis. Our hypothesis was like that, but our findings is like that. Hence, the hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is accepted. In this way, you have to write it down there. This is the table, form of table. Stab head, stab should be maintained. This is the table header. Then subtitle, table header should be on the top of the table. Then with stub, S-T-U-B, stub, this should be mentioned. That is the column header and all these things. This is the table of my research work, T table. Clear? This is the graphical. You can represent the data in a various way. You can use the pie chart that is given here, the circular graph, frequency polygon, histogram, bar diagram, line graphs, everything. This is my graph. Right one is indicating my research work graph. Okay? In the year of 98. Then the fifth chapter, that is the summary, conclusion, and recommendation. These chapters should give an overview of entire research study undertaken. It includes in summarized forms purpose of the study, methods employed, and the research result achieved, contribution of researcher to the society. The findings of the study are presented in the form of conclusions, and the research scholar also make a recommendation for future research on the particular focusing point of the study. That is summary part, then conclusion part, then recommendation part. These three parts will be there in this fifth chapter. So we have already completed the two part. First one is the referencing part, preliminaries, and second one is the main part of the research report. It comprises of 5 chapter: introduction, review of related literature, methodology or procedure, result and discussion, summary, conclusion, and recommendation. And the last part is that is the referral material. The third part of research report is the reference material. What is this? 4 things are there included in this area, in this chapter. First one is the appendix, then bibliography, then glossary, then backfly lip. What is appendix? Although it is not always included in the thesis, however, one or more appendix may be useful when voluminous material is not essential for understanding of the text, but it may have some value for deeper understanding of the thesis. Appendix include a list of abbreviated terms, raw data, detailed programs, questionnaire, test form, letters. If you are conducting any letter research work in a particular school, you have given a letter to the headmaster or headmistress of that school for carry out the research work, and they are give you this they are allowing you by giving letter, you can include this letter here also. All things should be there in this appendix. But most important thing, which is not written over here, you have to insert at least three relevant paper which is published in international peer-reviewed journal. You have to insert that papers here. 3 or not less than 3 research papers which is directly related to your research finding, PhD work or dissertation work. You have to insert that papers here in the appendix. Then you can go for the bibliographic part. It lists the relevant sources used by the research scholar in writing the thesis. It should include all the references appearing in the footnote. Whatever references you have inserted throughout your research work and mentioned in the footnote, you should write it down in the bibliography section, and other materials pertinent to the research work. However, loading a bibliography with irrelevant reference is contraindicated. That means when you are preparing this bibliography, you are giving so much work of different authors, but you are not mentioning them in your main text, is a contraindication for your research work. Why you are using this? Whatever reference you have mentioned in your text, you should include that only, not more than that. Okay. However, it should contain only those references which the research scholar found useful in the research study. These are classified into sections and are divided into heads such as books, reference of books, then journals, then theses, URLs. Entries should be arranged alphabetically under each head using surname first, last name of the author first. Clear? With an alphabetical form. So this is the bibliography. Next one is the glossary. A glossary is a collection of words pertinent to the specific topic in your thesis or dissertation. It's a list of all terms you used that may not immediately be obvious to your reader. Your glossary only needs to include terms that your reader may not be familiar with, and its intent to enhance their understanding of your work. Glossaries are not mandatory, but if you use a lot of technical and field specific terms, it may be improve readability of to add one. Remember that glossaries are always in alphabetical order. Here you can include the glossary in the preliminary section also. just eliminate the this glossary from the reference material. You can include in your preliminary section also. Got it. Before starting to read the thesis, they can come through the glossary part. What an abbreviated list of abbreviated term you can insert there also. Whatever terminology you are using throughout your research work, this list of abbreviated you can able to use in the preliminary section also. And the last page of the, you can use it in the preliminary or reference section anywhere. And the last page of your research report is the back fly leaf. A back fly leaf is provided as the last sheet of the thesis. On this sheet, if you want, you can enter the name of the typist in the center between the margin. Bibliography, this is the bibliography. These are the list of abbreviation in my research work. Then prepare how. So these are the various parts of the research report and how to prepare it. For preparation or drafting of a report, 3 steps are involved. First one, you have to prepare the first draft. Comprehensiveness or fullness of fact, precision or accuracy of fact, coherence or logic of fact, and movement or transition of fact and ideas should be there in the first draft. Then go for the second and third draft. Second, make the writing spacious, concise, and brief. Critical evaluate on the written facts, findings, conclusions, and recommendations. And the last one, the final stage in drafting is the preparation of final report, finish and final touches, finishing touch and final touch. Documentation and polish. Documentation indicate the references to the sources, additional data discussion, further reading, thoroughness of the investigation, guide to the future work. So these are the way how you are going to write. These are the characteristics of good thesis report: attractive, clear topic, balanced language, no repetition of fact, statement of scientific fact, practicability, description of the difficulties and other shortcomings. Then this is related with, abstract is related with, you can say, research paper. An abstract is a brief summary of research article, thesis or review, conference proceedings, or any in-depth analysis of a particular subject, and is often used to help the reader quickly ascertain the paper's purpose. If you are reviewing so many literature, you can just understand if you study the abstract. What is the main point of this research report? Depending upon the abstract, you can go for the study in details. So abstract is the bird's eye view of your research report. Clear? When used, an abstract always appear at the beginning of the manuscript or typescript, acting as the point of entry for any given academic paper or patent application, usually about a paragraph, 6 to 7 sentences, 150 to 250 words long. A well-written abstract serves multiple purposes. An abstract lets reader get the gist or essence of your paper or article quickly in order to decide whether to read the full paper or not. You can decide, depending upon reading the abstract, you can decide your own that whether you will go for the to read the total paper or not, depending upon your own area of study. An abstract prepares readers to follow the detailed information, analysis, and argument in your full paper. And later, an abstract helps readers remember key points from your paper. These are the 3 main areas. Here are the typical kind of information found in most abstract. The context or background information of your research, the general topic under study, the specific topic of your research, the central question or statement of the problem your research addresses, what's already known about the question, what previous research has done or shown, the main reason, the exigencies, the rationale, the goal of your research, why it is important to address these questions, your research and or analytical methods, your main findings, results and arguments, the significance or implications of your findings or arguments, and so on and so forth. It is when it is necessary to write abstract. Abstract are usually required for submission of article to journal, application for research grant, completion and submission of thesis. After completion of your research based on your research proposal, you are receiving some sort of 70% of your research grant allocated. Clear? After completion of your research work, you have to publish it and you have to give the abstract to the sponsoring authority so that the remaining amount you can get. Clear? So completion and submission of the thesis, submission of proposal of conference papers. Then qualities. What are the qualities? Abstract, first impression of the document. Abstract is the first impression of the document. Sufficient information should be given. Quantitative and qualitative information should be there. It must be exact, self-contained, understandable, and short. Clear? Types of abstract: descriptive and informative. Used for humanities and social science papers or psychological essays. Descriptive. Descriptive is the major points. Describe the major points of the project to a reader, 50 to 100 words. Informative, used for sciences, engineering, or psychological reports. Informs the audience of all essential points of the paper, about 200 words. Parts of abstract, which I have already discussed. What to include in an abstract? The format of your abstract will depend on the discipline in which you are working. However, all abstracts generally cover the following 5 sections. Reason of writing, why you are writing this. Then what is the problem of your research work? Then what are the methodologies you are following to carry out the research work? Then what are the results you have got after completion of the research work? And implication, what is the importance of your research work in the present scenario? So these are the 5 important aspects should be there in your abstract. Now, general abstract format, project title, authors, these are the hypothesis, methods, result, conclusion, and discussion. And tips of writing an abstract from APA style, American Psychological Association, 150 to 250 words in total. Depending upon the nature of the journal, this word limit is sometimes 300, within 300, sometimes within 500, sometimes within 250, it varies. Clear? First sentence, sentence 1. First sentence, what will be the first sentence of the abstract? Why the study is needed. Clear? Second sentence, purpose of the study. Third sentence, describe the participant, number, age, gender, but that means sample. Then sentence 4, describe the essential features of the study, method, what are the methodology you have followed. Then sentence 5 to 6, present basic findings and statistical significant level, effect size. Clear? Then 7th sentence, conclusion and or future research. These are the 7 sentences. Then following the rules, concise as possible, body length determined within 300 words or 2,500 characters. Title length may be determined, formatting specified, font size and its size, font used and its size, different type of journals requirement will be something different. All the requirement of all the journals are not unique, equal. Time Romans, Arial, different type of fonts you can use depending upon the demand of the journal, and different type of size of the font you can use depending upon the demand of the journal. All things should be there. Guideline of the author should be there in the journal, and depending upon that guideline, you have to prepare the abstract first. Clear? Then title capitalization, then single space. This is my research paper, and this is my abstract. It is published. There, this is the abstract. This is one type of abstract. There is a second type of abstract. Background, purpose, findings, conclusion, keywords in this way. Clear? And what are the parts? You can say abstract, introduction, purpose, method, result, and conclusion, which I have already discussed these 5 parts. Then what is the difference between synopsis and abstract? When we are thinking for the PhD and when we are thinking for publication of paper, two things will come. In case of publication of the paper, abstract will be the first gateway of your research paper. In case of PhD work, after completion of the PhD work, a synopsis should be submitted. Synopsis is for thesis, abstract is for papers. A synopsis is a brief summary or general survey of something. It provides an overview of main points of the text or subject. A synopsis can be used to summarize a book, article, or movie also. It is often used in the publishing industry to help agents and publishers determine if a book is worth publishing or not. Synopsis. A synopsis is usually a condensed version of a larger work. It is typically written in clear, concise, and objective style. The purpose of a synopsis is to give the reader a quick overview of the main points to the text of the subject. It is not meant to be a substitute of the original research work, but rather a summary of its main ideas and themes. Synopsis should be it will take 7-8 pages. All the things you have done, all mentioned in your research report, it should be present over there in a summarized form. That will be the synopsis. Purpose of the study will be there. Few research reports should be there. And then whatever your findings, that will be there. Why you have then some sort of recommendation, that should be there. All these things should be there in the synopsis. Synopsis is the bird eye view of your PhD thesis. I'm not going to discuss these two things right now. It's a big difference between synopsis, which I have already discussed. In the conclusion, research process flowchart. Research question, depending upon the extensive review of literature, planning and design of the, you have to format the question, then prepare the draft, then it will go for writing the research proposal. First, you have to prepare the draft for proposal. Proposal is first. After approving of this proposal, after approval, this proposal may be rejected, may be approved. If this proposal is approved, then you can go further. If it is rejected, then what are the causes behind it? You have to search it out and to sort out that problem so that you can able to carry out the research for that particular question, to answer that particular question. Then depending upon your approval, planning for budget, then depending upon the availability of fund, you will go for the collection of data, then prepare report on study, funding and interpretation, and discrimination research output. So this is the way how you are going to carry out the entire research project. So these are my references. With this, I may conclude. Thank you very much to the IGP for giving me the opportunity to deliver a talk on this very important aspect. Although I am not mentioning the referencing part. So here I just want to mention one thing, that whatever footnote you are giving in your main part of the research report, you have to mention this in the bibliography. And the bibliography are alphabetical in nature: bibliography for book, bibliography for periodical journals, and bibliography for URLs. And whatever bibliography style is there, depending on the requirement of the university, you have to use that particular style. So, for example, if some university required that, you have to mention all the references in APA 7 style, American Psychological Association 7 style. How you are going to do that? It's a very simple way. Just open a Word document, go for the referencing part, select what type of referencing you are going to use. APA 7 style is there. You just select it, and whatever reference you are using, just select it, and it will form automatically APA 7 style. In this way, you can prepare all the reference in APA 7 style, and then just sort it A to Z. It will be automatically arranged alphabetical order, and you can insert it in your thesis. This is a simple procedure. Clear? This is also a very big one. I am not going detail on that area, how you are going to reference, what are the procedure for referencing, and how you are reviewing, what are the various steps of reviewing, what is critical thinking, what is logical thinking, that I am not mentioned. This is a very big area. It will take more time. So within this span of time, I am discussing how you are going to write down the research report in a scientific way, which can be accepted by everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. So our first question is from T sharing. What is the scientific difference between social research and scientific research?
Social research and scientific research. The research which is related with the social science and scientific, this is also a scientific research. Clear? So far as what you are want to know, that is what is the experimental research or something survey type of research, isn't it? Social research is experimental type of research is there in social science. Survey type of research is there in social science. Case study will be there in the social science. And in case of the scientific research, in case of COVID-19, so many research is going on to sort out the problem of vaccinations, isn't it? This is a case study also. So repeated research. So scientific, everything is scientific. Social, those who are from the social science, their way of research is something different. Their discussion will be depend upon their area of study. On those who are working in the technology field or engineering field or you can say medical field, their research is something different. Their product-based research. Their human issues are more in case of social science, and in case of engineering technology, the product-based research, importance of product-based research for betterment of the humanity is more. This is the difference between, nothing more than that. Every research is like same, but the category may be different depending upon the nature of the question of the research. Anything, madam?
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Sir, our next question is from Zarek. Sir, do I need to state the number of particulars in the limitation post?
Pardon, I'm not getting, madam. Madam, I am not getting the question.
The
Number of
question is,
limitations in a
sir,
research
do I
report.
need to state the number of participants in the limitation part?
Number of, yes, definitely. Total number of participant of your research work is the limitation of delimitation of your study. It is not the limitation part. It is a delimitation. You can carry out the research work with 100 samples. You can carry out the research work for 30 samples. When it is too much expensive, so much scientific equipment you are involving, in that case, it is not possible for you to carry out research work with this 100 participants. Okay, so whatever total strength of your sample must be the delimitation of your study, not as the limitation, it is the delimitation. You are delimited. Clear?
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Sir, our next question is from Rodel. What are the common mistakes to avoid in writing a research report, and how can one rectify them?
The most common mistake that we are going to copy others. We are going to copy others. We are going to insert the findings or the textual part of the research report directly in our research. And this will be we are in a paraphrasing phase. So you have to remove the paraphrase first. You have to be very much logical and scientific aptitude within yourself when you are reporting it. Because whatever variable you are dealing with, whatever variables are there, you are referencing will be in reviewing part will be accordingly logical way, and it should be mentioned clearly. Discussion will be in the same way. If you are working with heart rate first, you have to, whatever references are there, you have to mention the heart rate first. Then in case of analysis part, you have to analyze the table should be for heart rate, then the graph should be for heart rate. Then in the conclusion part, you should mention what are the facts of heart rate after the treatment period in this way. It should be a logical way. No copy, nothing. Whatever you find, and what are the you can take the support of other researchers with the help of the other findings of the other researcher, but in your own way, in your own words. You can mention their findings in your own words. Then you may be avoid this paraphrasing part, and it will be a unique one.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Sir, our next question is from again Rodel. Sir, how can a researcher engage with and address potential limitation or shortcoming of their study in a research report?
I'm not getting, again, madam, repeat me, please. Actually, depending upon your availability of fund and feasibility of data, you are going to carry out the research work. If you are going to carry out a research work without thinking about the amount of, you have to expend amount of expenditure or availability of data, if you are not care about, then it is very much problem for you to carry out the research work. It will be a shortcoming very shortly. So depending upon the feasibility of and availability of data, you have to formulate the research problem, and depending upon that, you have to work on it. Then it will be all right. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answers. Our next question is the member questions. What's the common internationally validated method for experimental impact study about growth of virus pandemic?
Now, this is something different. This is something different. It is growth on viral pandemic. This is related with medical science, I think so. Uh, it will be high impactful area, and depending upon whatever research work you are going to do and where you are going to publish it. You are publishing a Scoopers journal or your local journal. Journals are of three types: popular journal, scholarly journal. Clear? So where you are going to publish it, that is the main impact of your research work. If your research work is a unique one, then you are able to publish in a good journal, referred journal, and it will be a highly acceptable one. Clear? So whatever question you are asking, that is not directly falling under my discussion today. My discussion is only on how to write a scientific research report. This is something different, and you are asking something different type of questions. Clear?
Thank you so much, sir, for your answers. There is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thanks a lot, madam. May I know the total number of participants in this conference?
Honorable sir, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
How many participants are there for today's conference?
25 participants in the live telecast are joined with us.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you very much. Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an webinar certification process, which is our regular webinar activity. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if failed to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edurigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find the learning session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if failed to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker stands for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue the quiz session from our website. So to join the quiz session, you have to go www.slido.com and the quiz code is 3509438. I repeat the code 3509438. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 33 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is learning how to write a research report in anticipatory socialization. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 94% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Selena is holding the first position. Our second question is imagine you want to write a research report about how to take care of a dog. What would be the best source? Option 1, a story of your friend wrote about her pet dog. Option 2, a pamphlet from a veterinary clinic with tips for owning a dog. Institute of Global Professional. Option 2 is the right answer and 81% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Srilina is holding the first position. Our third question is, in a scientific report, which section do you write your errors and how to improve them? Option 1, discussion. Option 2, conclusion. Option 1 is the right answer. 61% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Srilina is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, how to write a scientific name? Option 1, Feliscatus. Option 2, Feliscatus. Option 1 is the right answer. 61% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Chilina is holding the first question. Our fifth question is how to write a scientific method. Option 1 leaves the method. Option 2 tell us how to do it in detail. Option 2 is the right answer. 83% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Srilina is holding the first question. Our sixth question is how to write a scientific name. Option 1, Rayleigh Davis. Option 2, Rayleigh Davis. Option 2 is the right answer. 89% people are right here. In the leaderboard, John is holding the first position. Our seventh question is which of the following tells how to write a scientific name. Option 1, the genus name is always capitalized. Option 2, the spatial name is always capitalized. Option 1 is the right answer. 75% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our eighth question is which of the following tells how to write a scientific name? Option 1, the species name is always capitalized. Option 2, the species name is not capitalized. Option 2 is the right answer. 64% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our second last question of the evening session is which of the following tells right how to scientific name? Option 1, the genus is always capitalized and the species name isn't. Option 2, the species is always capitalized and the genus name isn't. Option 1 is the right answer. 72% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is which of the following tells how to write a scientific name? Option 1, genus capitalized. Option 2, species capitalized. Option 1 is the right answer. 77% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate from our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly we do this skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the unlike button, I want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.